Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. Friends, in this video we are going to do the revision of the complete syllabus of second semester BBA and the BHM course General English under Bangalore University. Your exams are approaching, so this is the right time to do or to revise the whole syllabus from the examination point of view. I hope this video will definitely help you to score well. This video will help you to recall what have you studied so far, and I would suggest you in detail, if you want to go through in detail the each and every paper, each and every chapters of second semester BBA English. I will suggest you to watch my videos, the model question paper video, summary video, question answers videos. Everything is ready. Just look into the description box, you'll get all the videos links. Anyway, in this video, I'll revise the whole syllabus from the examination point of view. I'll give the summary of each and every lesson. I'll also give an overview of the grammar components which you have in your syllabus. So don't forget, the examination is for 3 hours and the maximum marks will be for 80 marks. That's 80 marks. Now, what is the section A? Section A of your question paper consists the 8 lessons which have the weightage for 50 marks, prose and poetry. So how those 50 marks are divided here: 2 marks 5 questions, 5 marks 4 questions, and 10 marks 2 questions. And which are those 8 chapters you have in your syllabus? The first chapter, The Character of the Man in Black, The Gift of Magi, Thakur's Well, The Boy Who Sold Wisdom, Kabuliwala, My Wood, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, and the last poem, Stairs, Chupulu. So these are the 8 chapters. So in this video, I'll give you the brief summary of each and every chapter. So it will be very easy for you to revise because it's a revision video, last moment revision. So let's begin it. The first chapter, The Character of the Man in Black, written by Oliver Goldsmith. I'll be quite rapid, just like Vande Bharat Express. In the story, The Character of the Man in Black, the narrator talks about a strange man he admires. He admires this strange man. This man often says the rude things and he acts like he doesn't care about others. He talks as if he's a selfish, he doesn't believe in helping poor people, the way he talks, it seems. But deep inside, he is very kind, very generous person. He hides his good heart and pretends to be cold and strict. The man says that beggars are liars and the lazy people. He believes that helping them is wrong because it only encourages them to cheat. So he talks a lot how wise and careful he is with money and says he would never give to the poor. But in reality, when he meets the real beggars, his actions will be different from his words. What does he do? First, he gives money secretly to a poor old man who says he has a sick wife and hungry children. Then, when he meets a sailor with one leg, he pretends to buy matches from him, but he is really trying to help without showing it. So, lastly, when he sees a poor woman singing sadly with 2 children, he wants to help them again, but has no money left. So he gives her the matches which he has bought from the seller. So even though he tries to look unfriendly and unkindly, but the truth is that he cannot ignore people who are suffering. His kind heart shows in his actions, even when he tries to hide it. So the story teaches us that some people may act rough on the outside, but they are truly good on the inside. So this story reminds us that actions are more important than words. So this is the first lesson summary. So in this way, we'll be dealing with all the lessons. So moving further, lesson number 2, The Gift of Magi by O. Henry. So in this story, there's a couple, Della and Jim, are young married couple who are very poor but deeply in love. The day before Christmas, Della wants to buy a special gift for her husband Jim, but she has only $1.87 after saving for months together. She's very sad because she knows this much money is not enough to buy a special gift for her husband Jim. Della has a very beautiful long hair, and Jim has a gold watch that was given or that was transferred or passed down from his father and grandfather. So these are the only valuable things both people have here. So to buy a gift for Jim, Della decides to sell her hair. She goes to a hair shop and she sells her hair for how much? For $20. So with the money, with this $20, Della buys a beautiful chain for Jim's gold watch. She knows it will be a perfect gift because Jim uses an old leather strap for his watch, and new chain will make it look much elegant. So when comes home, he sees Della without her hair. He's shocked at first, but then he gives her his Christmas gift. What's a Christmas gift? He gives her a set of fancy combs that Della had always wanted for her long hair. Della is happy, same time she's so sad because she no longer has the hair to wear them. Then Della gives Jim the chain for his watch, but Jim smiles and tells her that he sold his watch to buy the combs for her. So both of them had given up their most precious things to buy a gift for each other. Very interesting story, really. Lesson number 3, Thakur's Well, Thakur Ka Kua by Munshi Premchand, the Hindi writer. It's an English translation. So Gangi is a poor woman for a lower caste in the story. Her husband Jokhu is very sick and feeling very thirsty. She gives him some water she had brought from the day before, but the water smells very bad. Jokhu tries to drink this kind of water and he complains that the water stinks and burns his throat. Gangi smells this water. She realizes that the water has gone bad, probably because an animal died in the well. So she wants to bring clean water for her husband, but all the wells in the village belong to upper caste people, and they will not allow the lower caste people like her to draw water from these wells. So Joku warns her. Joku gives a warning to her. Joku warns her not to go to Thakur's well because she might got beaten or cursed. But Gangi is determined. Late at night, when everyone is asleep, she quietly goes to the Thakur's well. She hides behind a wall, waits for the area to become empty. When no one is around, she throws her bucket into the well, pulls it up, pulls it up 1 minute. Yeah, just as the moment she's about to take the water, the Thakur's door opens. She gets scared. She drops the bucket and she runs away quickly. So when she returns home, she sees Jokhu drinking the same dirty, smelly water. All her efforts, all her efforts were wasted. So this is a story, Thakur's Well, Thakur Kakua by Munshi. So now we have here lesson number 4, The Boy Who Sold Wisdom, written by A.K. Ramanujan. So there's a boy whose name is Nagendra, who is a clever orphan boy. And one day Nagendra opened a small shop with a signboard mentioning wisdom for sale. So people used to laugh at him because they could not see anything in his shop. So a rich man's foolish son, Babu, bought a piece of wisdom for a small coin. And what wisdom he has purchased from Nagendra? The wisdom is here: it is not wise to stand and watch two people fighting. So Babu's father, Mr. Gupta, was very angry and he demanded his money back, and he went to Nagendra. Nagendra said, "Okay, I'll give my money back to you." But Nagendra asked Babu that he has to sign a paper where he should promise that Babu would never use this advice again in the life, and Mr. Gupta signed it. So later, Babu saw two maids fighting and stood there and he was watching. So both queens sent messages to Babu because these maids belong to both the queens. So both the queens sent a message to Babu saying that He must be a witness for these two made, otherwise otherwise he would lose his head. So Babu and his father again got panicked and they went back to Nagendra for help. So now Nagendra is going to charge rupees 500, and he said he has given another advice to Babu that his son should pretend to be insane in the court. He should not answer. He should laugh, right? He should be insane. It has really worked out, and he was dismissed as a mad fellow. So, but now Babu had to keep acting as a mad fellow, but the king, because or the otherwise the king will punish him. So they paid Nagendra another 500 rupees. This time he told them the truth to the king only when he was in a happy mood. So the father was angry. The father was worried that how long my son will be in this mode only, mad mode only. So Nagendra gave him an advice. Okay, you should reveal the truth whenever the king is in the happy mood. And what happened? He did the same thing, and Babu told the whole the how he is all he is on. I mean to say, he told lie, and the king was in happy mood. And anyway, the king had forgiven Babu. The king was impressed and asked Nagendra for wisdom. Nagendra sold a piece of advice for 1 lakh rupees to the king. What's the advice to the king? Think deeply before you do anything. So later, when the king was about to drink poisoned medicine, he read those words and he paused. So, what the king has done, the king has written this advice: think deeply before you do anything on everything, on maybe on the plate also, cup also, everything. So when somebody has mixed the poison, and one of his queens has mixed the poison in the drink, in the medicine. So when he was reading the cup and he stopped. So the doctor was feeling guilty, and finally the doctor confessed that yes, he has mixed the poison here. The king punished the doctor, the minister, and the queen also, who had plotted to kill him. And finally, Nagendra's advice, think deeply before you do anything, really worked out and has saved the king's life. And Nagendra was made as a minister in the court by the king. So that was a story. Lesson number 5, Kabuliwala by Rabindranath Tagore. The story revolves around the friendship between Minnie, who is a very 5-year-old girl, and Rahmat. Rahmat is a Kabuliwala who is a fruit seller, a dry fruit seller from Kabul. So Minnie is very talkative and curious. She instantly takes a liking to the Kabuliwala when she sees him on the street. So despite her mother's suspicion of Rahmat, Minnie often spends a lot of time with Rahmat, and she shares innocent jokes and the stories. So both of them have become good friends. Rahmat, who is a kind-hearted person but rough man, he treats Minnie like his own daughter, which remind him of his child back home in Afghanistan. So one day Rahmat is arrested for stabbing a man over a debt, and he is imprisoned for many years. During this time, Minnie grows up and she forgets about Rahmat. So after so many years, when Minnie's wedding day arrives, Rahmat is released from the prison. He returns from prison and he visits Minnie's family. He would like to meet Minnie, but Minnie, who is now grown-up woman, she's shy and distant. Rahmat realizes that both have changed and the innocence of their past friendship is lost, and the story ends with Rahmat's bitter, sweet realization of time's passage and the changes it brings. And what happens? Minnie's father allows Rahmat to meet, but Minnie could not recognize. Then Minnie's father does some cost cutting in the wedding, and he gathers some money and he says to Rahmat, "You go back to your native and meet your daughter." So please do watch my previous videos for the detailed summary. I'm just giving a limelight of the whole summary, whole lesson, so that you could easily recall, because it's a revision video. Lesson number 6, My Wood, written by E.M. Foster. So in the essay My Wood, E.M. Foster reflects on the personal and the psychological effects of owning a small piece of woodland. which he purchased with money earned from his writings. He begins by describing how ownership makes him feel weighed down and less free, echoing the biblical idea that possessions can burden a person's spirit and limit their spontaneity. So the writer gives an example that property ownership, while often seen as a sign of status or success, sometimes it brings a sense of heaviness and responsibility which restricts movement on or freedom. Foster then discusses the natural desire that ownership stirs in a person to want more and more land, more control, and few boundaries. He recalls an incident with a bird in his wood that flies over the boundary into a neighbor's field, which shows the frustration of limited property and a desire to expand. However, practical and ethical constraints prevent the owner from simply acquiring more, which shows the tension between the desire and reality in ownership. So, the essay also explores the restlessness and the ownership can provoke. The writer admits to feeling an urge to alter his woodland. He thinks that he should do some alteration. How? Either by cutting down the trees or planting more. Though these impulses are very vague and unsatisfying. So this shows a deeper human impulse to express one's creativity, which property alone cannot fulfill. Instead, ownership often becomes a hollow substitute for genuine creation or enjoyment, showing a complex inner conflict. So, finally, the writer E.M. Foster addresses the issue of public access to his wood via a footpath, which challenges his sense of exclusive ownership. He contrasts his tolerance with a neighbor who has gone to treat who has gone to great lengths to fence off his land, embodying a more possessive and selfish approach. E.M. Foster contemplates whether he might one day adopt such measures, but this prospect saddens him as it highlights how property can lead to greed, isolation, and loss of shared connection. So, detailed video you can watch in general. Seventh lesson, which is a poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, one of my favorite poems written by Robert Frost. The poem talks about a person who stops by some woods on a snowy evening. He thinks he knows who owns the woods, but the owner lives in the village, won't see him, will not be able to see him stopping there. The person watches the snow falling quietly and peacefully in the woods. His horse finds his stoppage as a very strange to stop in a place where there's no house and no farmhouse nearby. The horse shakes its bells as if asking why they have stopped. The only sounds are the soft wind and the snow falling. The woods look beautiful, dark, and deep, and the person enjoys the peaceful scene. But he remembers he has promises to keep and things to do. He still has a long way to travel before he can rest or sleep. So even though he likes this quiet jungle, the quiet wood, but he knows he has to move on. He must keep going. Last lesson, Stairs in Telugu Chupulu, written by Telugu writer Jayaprabha. So the poem Stairs talks about the uncomfortable and painful experience of being stared at by others, especially women's experience of unwanted, harsh, objectifying looks. The poet describes how these stares feel like sharp needles, poison that crawl over the body, making her feel disgusted and wounded. She explains that these looks don't come from the heart, they are superficial and cruel, driven by hunger or desire, comparing them to a salivating dog or an ugly bear feast. So these stares follow her everywhere on the road, in the bus, in the classroom. So there is no escape, day, night, just like she's trapped in a dense forest. So at first, the poet feels frightened and would like to disappear into the sky or emptiness, but she realizes that running away is not the solution. Instead, she decides to make her eyes stronger, like the thorns, to fight back the poisoned looks. Though her eyes are timid and shy, she imagines a future when women will grow thorns all over the bodies, which shows strength and the protection against such harassment. So these were the 8 lessons. I have tried to summarize very briefly, very summarizingly, very precisely 8 lessons which had the weightage for 50 marks. For more in detail, you would like to read, I will suggest you to go through the textbook and also watch my videos. The links are available in the description box. I have done the videos on all the components of grammar and 2 marks questions, summary. All the videos links you will get in the description box or in the playlist. So now we are coming to the section B, the second part of your question paper, that is a grammar, which has the weightage for 30 marks. So in grammar, how is the syllabus of grammar? You have 6 important components of grammar. One is the vocabulary building, comprehensive listening, active passive voice, reported speech, dialogue writing, and essay writing. So the very first question you will be asked here, vocabulary building, and there will be 5 questions. Each will be for 1 mark: synonym 1 mark, antonym 1 mark, homophone 1 mark, correct form of the word 1 mark, homonyms 1 mark. How? So I have extracted the information from from the model question paper. This is how the questions will appear in this section. So they will ask you, a word will be given and you need to find out the synonym. Similarly, for prefix, you have to add a prefix to make the given word as the antonym. Antonym means to say opposite meaning. Then you need to find out the homophones. Homophones means to say different spelling, same pronunciation. Floor, floor. Flour, flower. So flower, to decorate. Inform, we need to find out which is the correct derivatives, inform or information. So the scientist gave information. Then homonyms, a word will be given. You have to write the 2 sentences. One sentence, this word should be used as the noun, and one as the pronoun. So I went to the bank to deposit some money. Bank is a noun. The pilot had to bank the airplane sharply to avoid the storm. Here, the bank here refers to the verb. So this is the vocabulary building questions for 5 marks. Next, comprehensive listening. Okay, this is quite very, you have no choice here. So in this section, there'll be questions from the listening skills. According to your textbook, you need to study these key points: meaning of comprehensive listening, importance of comprehensive listening, how is comprehensive listening useful for the students. It give the examples of comprehensive listening, what are the key aspects of comprehensive listening, what is empathetic listening, what are the principles of listening, hearing and listening difference, and active and passive listening. So 5 questions will be asked. Each question will have the weightage for 1 mark. So for your convenience, what have I done? I have given you the answer here. So hope you will like this. So instead of making separate video, I have given the answer here, the meaning of comprehensive listening with example. So I will not read the answer. You can pause the video and you can read the answer. Importance of comprehensive listening. Answer is here. How is comprehensive listening useful for the students? You have the answer here. Examples of comprehensive listening. Then key aspects of comprehensive listening. What is the meaning of empathetic listening? Then what are the principles of listening? What is the difference between hearing and listening? Then finally, what's the difference between active and passive listening? So you can pause the video and you can go through these questions answers. That's going to help you to get 5 out of 5. Okay, so now we are moving to the next segment of grammar, active and passive voice. So active and passive voice, though I have done special video on active and passive voice, 5 active voice will be given. You need to convert those 5 into passive voice. For example, he sings a song. A song is sung by him. They're watching a movie. A movie is being watched. Why? It's in the continuous tense. She wrote a poem. A poem was written. Why was? It's in the past tense. Wrote. The chef will cook dinner. Dinner will be cooked. So when a model is here, will, would, shall, should, can, could. You should say here will be, shall be, could be, maybe. We have completed the project. The project has been completed by us. So for more examples, I'll suggest you to watch my video on active and passive voice. 5 questions will be given. Next, you have questions here: reported speech, direct and indirect speech, again for 5 marks. So here again, I'm giving you a kind of a eye wash, which you can easily get an idea. She says, I'm a little bit nervous. So it's a statement. So we'll connect here. She says that she is a little bit nervous. She says this is not correct. She says that is not correct. He said, past tense. He said that she had finished her work. So has will become here had. Then again, she said that she had met him the previous year. Last year will become previous year. WS questions will be same. WS question will be same here. When the question starts with is, am, are, was, were, do, does, did, what will we use here? We'll use if or whether, if or whether. So watch my video on direct and indirect speech, and the video which I have done on direct and indirect speech, you will get around how many, 50 questions, 50 questions, 4 sets of exercises. You will be getting 5 sets of exercises you'll be getting in that particular video. So the link of active passive voice video, direct indirect speech video is already available in the description box. The next question here, dialogue writing. So I will not give any answer here because a situation will be given. Suppose you are meeting your friend after 2 years, develop a dialogue between them. So dialogue writing for 5 marks. Next, the last question you have here, essay writing. So a topic, two topics will be given, and you'll have a choice here. You can opt any one topic. You have to write an essay. Essay means to say 1 page, and that's for the 5 marks. You divide your essay into the paragraphs. Right, the first paragraph you given in, first of all you write the heading, the title of the topic or the title of the essay. First paragraph you give an introduction. Second and third paragraph you write the body of the essay. Finally, final paragraph you give a conclusion. So divide your answer, your essay into the paragraphs and underline some important information. You'll be getting the best marks. So that is about your 30 marks grammar. So friends, just have a look once again at the question paper pattern. From the prose and poetry, 8 lessons, 2 marks, 5 questions, 5 marks, 4 questions, 10 marks, 2 questions, 50 marks. From the grammar, vocabulary questions, 5 marks, questions for listening skills, 5 marks, active passive voice, 5 marks, reported speech, 5 marks, dialogue writing, 5 marks, and essay writing, 5 marks. So this is how I have tried my best to revise the complete syllabus of second semester BBA, BHM, General English course under Bangalore University. So I hope this video will help you a lot to get the best marks in the forthcoming examination. So I wish you very, very good luck and be connected with my channel. Still we have to be connected for the next third and the fourth semester. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe the channel. I wish you good luck. God bless you.